Hello and welcome to the next edition of H. Paul Models. I think I'm going to do some jets. I've got this Dogfight double set. Let's crack on. Kit looks good. No flash that I can easily see. Looks in good nick. So, here goes nothing. All these kits, it's the cockpit first. So I thought I'd just assemble it all and then paint it after, because it's all 164 apart from this headrest and the clocks thing. So, using my favourite Revell, let's start proceedings. So the seat goes in now, and then the backrest slots into this piece here. Ooh. Like thus. Ooh. See which way that control column goes round that way. And we'll put that into there. There we go. Now the cockpit sides. Very detailed. Like that. Ooh. Very nice. And now just to seal all those parts, get the trusty tamiya and give that a swipe all over the cockpit, just to make sure that all stays together nice and tidy. Now just painting the cockpit details. Now it's had a dose of 164 grey matte, so doing the head seat first, headrest, whatever it's called, and then there's the control column, just adding a little bit of black to it. I'm not going to go too detailed because I'm going to put the pilot in there in a minute, and I don't really see the point in doing too much work that won't be seen. There we go, that's done. Using Humble's own 61 to do his flash tone, and there isn't much. I think that's about it. All the detailing's done, and I'm going to put the pilot into his cockpit. So a little bit of Revell where his behind will go. Grab the little fella. I think he's turned out alright actually. Yeah, quite pleased with him. And then grab him by the neck. And in he goes. Just make sure he's seated properly. There we go. Just yeah, I think he's safe and secure. And I've got the clocks. I didn't do the side panels. The reason being is I couldn't see them. So a little bit of Revell on either side. That's another reason why another reason why I didn't do them, because of the glue. And then slot that into place there. Bit fiddly, but it will go. There we go. I always fit the clocks last in these planes if you put the pilot in, because it just makes life a bit easier to fit it all and get it all in there. Business end together. I like to call it a business end because I know there's guns and stuff, but without the engine, it ain't going nowhere. So, oh, all fingers and thumbs again. Oh, come on. Right, I'm going to go have coffee in a minute. To steady my nerves. There we go, and then a little smear along there. I've pre-painted this off with 53. I use a flat brush with 53. For some reason it just looks better. I don't know why. I've airbrushed 53, but for some reason a flat brush always brings out a better finish. Now there's the engine together, and then the last thing, the nozzle. A little bit of glue like that, and then just drop that in. Very nice, very easy. That's what we like. So fixing the engine into the fuselage, I use a bit of tamiya just on there, and then if I turn it over, I'm just going to fix it in there as well. I'm not going to bother with the air brakes, I want them closed because both aircraft are going to be in flight. Fixing the cockpit into place. It's very well guided by the raised edges. So again, using tamiya, just going to put a spot on there, a spot on there, and then with a good finger just give it a line along there as well. Fuselage halves are now together and they're just going off. So now I'm going to prep the wings for the what appears to be external fuel tanks. So I've got my little drill bit. Let's have it. So one there. And then I'll do the other 5. After drilling holes, there's a landing gear cover to fix. As I'm doing both these models in flight, I think that will be the next step. Make sure it's positioned right and just give it a bit of a swipe with the old tamiya to make sure that it stays in place, and I'll do the other wing after this one. Join the wing halves together. I'm going to do a dry fit first because I want to see where these panel lines meet. And I do believe it's like that. Yeah, there it is. So what I'm going to do, that seems to be a pivot point there somewhere. What's happened there then? Oh, I think the undercarriage is not helping the wing points join together, so I'm going to give that a little bit of a trim there. I think that's the problem there. And that doesn't appear on the destruction, so there's a tip for anyone building this. So let's have a go. That's much better. See, now that bit's gone. That's got it. So using a bit of revell, I shall do the trailing edge of the wing first, carefully. So that sits together nicely, and using my wing shaped clamps, give that clamp there, I'm clamping that centre rib section there, and then a clamp right at the end, like that. That's it. And then a little bit of tamiya along leading edge just to seal the deal. tailplane control surfaces ready to go. They've all been taken off and tidied. So I'm going to start with the rudder. Oh, he says, chucking revell everywhere. Just gently ease that into place. Like that. Let the revell grab it. And get it straight with the fuselage. And then do the same with the bottom section. Oh, crikey. There we go, that's in. And just make sure they're both lined up, because that would look awful otherwise. And now I cut these off, I don't know which bit was which. Oh, okay, the less detailed side goes on top. So that's got to go in there. Quick test fit, and that's fine, I think. Oh dear, I can't get it. That's it. Let's see if we can't just fit that in there. Give that a push home. Oh, that's a nice fit. I think I'll seal that one with a little bit of tamiya. Still on there. Make sure the rear stabilisers are in line with the wings. Not quite. Let's pull that one down a little bit and lift that one a tad. There we go. And then again, seal the deal with a little bit of tamiya. Having masked the front section of the canopy, I've already fitted the gun sight in just now. So I'll just seal that in with a little bit of tamiya and let that dry. It's the MiG done as far as I can at the moment. I haven't done the front underside guns as yet, because obviously I want to paint the gun barrels 53 separately and then put them on. So now on with the Skyhawk. Looking at the frame, it's looking all good. There's no immediate problems that I can see. Detailing's very nice. So let's get on with this one. I've been doing some painting and some assembling. So I'm just letting the cockpit dry, and I've done the pilot, and I've done his chair cushions, backs, whatever, waiting for them to dry. So this is part is already dry. This is the rear part of the engine nozzle, so it's easily done. Just a little bit of a squidge of that in there and there, and then it's keyed. You can't get it around the wrong way, which is really good, because I would. And then assemble. Now assembling the front part of the engine. So this is nicely keyed. It's got a little key point there, which is brilliant. So I'll drop some revell in there. Take the front fan unit, find the key, which is there, and slot those two pieces together. I will touch the paintwork up before it goes into the model, because it's been chipped and damaged whilst other bits are being worked. And then, oh, I've made a pig's ear of that. That's got gun. Oh dear, one should really read the instructions. It goes in there like that. Oh cripes. Oh, when will I ever learn? One has to read the instructions. Right. That's the key, so I've got to put that in there like that, like thus, and then push that wedge into place like that. Very nice. I'll give that another coat of paint soon. I'm just going to splodge a bit in there, just to seal that in, and then a bit on the outside on these wedgy bits here. Well, it's part of the instructions where I'm fitting the air intakes for the engines, and I come across an anomaly. This, if I'm getting a pointy thing, that's what I do. This ridge here is stopping it from going into the fuselage, and I don't know why. It's a bit strange. So I think I may have to do a bit of scalpelage and a bit of filing, because no matter how hard I push, that won't go in. And it's definitely part 15A. I'm not missing something, because when I turn the fuselage over, and I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not, but it lines up with the internal wedge for the internal intake. Very strange, so I think I may have to lose that piece. Just putting a pilot in place, just dropping some of the Humbrol poly cement in there, not too much, just enough, and then grab him by his head. And hopefully, because I haven't dry fitted this, because every time I have with this model, I've dry fitted it, gone wet fits nicely, then gone to assemble it and it don't fit. Or I fumble it, and that looks what I'm, oh no, he's in, excellent. Bit of moan now. The way Airfix have put these fuselage halves on the sprue, it's just, I've tried scalpeling, I couldn't do it, so I used my cutters, and it's just awful, great big lumps on the, I would say it's just really bad. So yeah, scalping them off, filing, it's quite a bit of work before you even put the model together. I just thought I'd have a quick moan. Don't think I often moan, but you know, I think this one's valid. Internal fuselage is all done, and now I'm looking to fit the cockpit halves, cockpit into the halves, the engines, or the engine components that aren't necessarily full engine. Getting hopeful there a little bit. So put in the rear part of the engine into its little hole, and then just push that in like thus. The air intake for the engine. So it's that way round. I've already tried this out, I must confess, which is probably a curse for me. A gust of wind just blew the door wide open. Oh dear. Man of my age shouldn't have shocks like that. And then the cockpit, which I'm actually very proud of, that was quite a good little bit of detail work there. There are mistakes, but there are mistakes outside of what you're going to see once it's inside. So just having a little dry fit first to see where it's going to sit, and I would imagine roughly there by the looks of it. Yeah, I can see where the surface is now. That's good, I like that. Let's put a little bit along there and in there, and probably where the seat goes up there. And then we'll drop that into place. I'll use tweezers for this because I'm worried about fingerprints. There we go. Let's get that all in there and lined up. There we go, he's in. I shall let that go off for a while. And then I'll join the halves together. My usual technique of filling the pots with revell, putting the other half on, and then tamiya around the outside once it's taped. Phew, it's hot in here. Oh, I had to turn the fan off while I do the next bit of the video. There's a picture there. Crikey, it's hot. Anyway, let's just do a little dribble around the inside of these joining pieces for the fuselage, the wings. Let's place that one in there first, and I'll come back to the other half in a minute. There we go, just slot that in, that's very nice. Oh, he says as he pulls it apart, as soon as he gets it fixed. There we go. And then with the clamps that I use for my wings, they're not really wing shaped, these wings actually, I must admit. Just give that a clamp just to hold that in place while I do the other half. Crikey, it's hot. There we go, just a little sliver of revell along there. to quote one of my favourite pilots from World War II, George Preddy, cripes almighty, sorry. Cool. Oh. That's it, and I've just put a fingerprint right in the middle of the wing. Never mind, I can get that off, hopefully. Well, we'll let them set. As with the fuselage, I've got that clamped. I'm going to stop filming now and put my fan back on. Time to fit the wings to the fuselage. I had to do a bit of fettling to get this to fit. This wedge here didn't want to go in there, so a little bit of filing, a little bit of fettling, and it fits in there lovely now. It was, if I could say it on YouTube, a gnat's cock. So I get some tamiya and just run it round the seams just to seal that in. Then once that's dry, I'll go around the wing roots and do the same. There we go, that should hold it for now though, so I'll let that set and we'll carry on. I've done all the undercarriage covers. I've got a little bit of filling to do where things didn't quite come cleanly off the sprue. But just to finish off the plane before painting, I'm going to fix the canopy into place. So we get that bit there like that. Some of the old trusty tamiya. Just drop that in there so it wicks. And do the other side. And just before it sets, make sure it is central. Which I believe that is not too bad. And before that sets, put the main part of the canopy on as well. Push it into place. And using tamiya to secure that as well. Just twist it back a little bit, keep that down the side there. And let that go off. We'll do some tidying up and then we'll be ready for primer. Both planes are now prepped and it's time to put the primer on. So there we are, my version, Dogfight Double, of MiG-17 and the Skyhawk. I'm not really a jet man, so it probably didn't come out as well as they could have. But, you know, still enjoyed it, still modelling, loving it. So yes, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I'll see you on the next episode. Cheers!